Everyone, in this video we will see gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis means synthesis of glucose from non-carbohydrate sources. Glucose, neo means new, and then genesis means formation. So synthesis of glucose from non-carbohydrate sources is gluconeogenesis. And why does it take place? So in types of starvation or when there is body glucose levels are low, the body takes this gluconeogenesis process and synthesizes glucose. And why does it need means more glucose is needed. So when hypoglycemic conditions are there, the body undergoes gluconeogenesis and forms glucose. And where does it take place? Liver is the major organ for gluconeogenesis, and then to some extent kidneys also take this gluconeogenesis and synthesizes glucose from non-carbohydrates. And this is, we can say that it is a reversal of glycolysis. We know that glycolysis is a 10-step reaction where glucose is oxidized to pyruvate. So these are the 10 steps. So glucose from the bloodstream, it enters the cell, and there in the cell, it enters the cell through glucose transporters. So in liver, this is the glucose transporter 2, and it enters the cell, and where it is phosphorylated to glucose 6-phosphate with the help of an enzyme hexokinase. And then this glucose 6-phosphate isomerized to fructose 6-phosphate, and then fructose 6-phosphate to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is formed with the help of phosphofructokinase. And then this fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is split into 2,3 carbon compounds, that is DHAP and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. And then this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted to 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate, and then 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate to 3-phosphoglycerate, 3-phosphoglycerate to 2-phosphoglycerate, and then phosphoenol pyruvate is formed. This phosphoenol pyruvate gets converted to pyruvate. So these are the 10 steps of glycolysis, in which 3 reactions are irreversible reactions and all the 7 reactions are reversible reactions. And those 3 reactions which are irreversible are: the first reaction, glucose to glucose 6-phosphate, which is catalyzed by the hexokinase, and this is irreversible step. And second one is fructose 6-phosphate is converted to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. The enzyme responsible for this is fructose phosphofructokinase, and this is also irreversible reaction. And then third one is this phosphoenol pyruvate is converted to pyruvate with the help of pyruvate kinase enzyme. So this is also irreversible reaction of glycolysis. In gluconeogenesis, these 3 reactions are bypassed by alternate enzymes and glucose is going to be synthesized, whereas the other 7 reactions of glycolysis are same in gluconeogenesis also. So now we will see how this glucose is synthesized from non-carbohydrate sources. So first thing, certain non-carbohydrate sources such as lactic acid and then glycerol and also from the proteins, certain degradation of proteins will give amino acids. From those also glucose is going to be synthesized in the body. Now we will see one by one the non-carbohydrate sources of gluconeogenesis. So lactic acid is produced in the body during muscle contraction. So this lactic acid travels the cell, and there in the cell this is going to be converted to pyruvate. And this pyruvate, as such, it cannot go back to, or it cannot form phosphoenol pyruvate, because this is an irreversible step of glycolysis which is catalyzed by the pyruvate kinase. So, which is formed in glycolysis is going to enter mitochondrial matrix. In mitochondrial matrix, this pyruvate gets converted to acetyl-CoA. And then this acetyl-CoA condenses with oxaloacetate and forms citrate. So this enters the TCA cycle. But here in the gluconeogenesis, this pyruvate gets converted to oxaloacetate. So this oxaloacetate is formed from the pyruvate with the help of an enzyme, pyruvate carboxylase, which is present in the mitochondrial matrix. Then this oxaloacetate should enter the cytoplasm for further reactions of gluconeogenesis, because the enzymes which are required for gluconeogenesis are present in the cytoplasm. But this oxaloacetate, as such, it is impermeable to the mitochondrial membrane. So this is going to be converted to some other form, that is malate. So here the conversion of malate to OAA and OAA to malate is reversible reactions. And this OAA gets converted to malate in gluconeogenesis, and then this malate is freely permeable across the membrane and enters the cytoplasm. Here in cytoplasm, again this malate gets converted to oxaloacetate. Then oxaloacetate, with the help of phosphoenol pyruvate carboxy kinase, is going to form phosphoenol pyruvate. So in that way, from pyruvate, phosphoenol pyruvate is formed by utilizing mitochondrial matrix enzyme, that is pyruvate carboxylase. So here, this, if you see, this phosphoenol pyruvate is a 3-carbon compound, and this pyruvate is also 3-carbon compound, but OAA is 4-carbon compound. So it is going to get rid of 1 carbon with the removal of carbon dioxide molecule. This is going to form phosphoenol pyruvate, and also the addition of phosphate group we can see here in this reaction. This happens with the help of enzyme PEPCA. So then after the formation of phosphoenol pyruvate in cytoplasm, this is again go back and takes reversal of glycolysis reactions. Like phosphoenol pyruvate gets converted to 2-phosphoglycerate and then 3-phosphoglycerate, and then again from 3-phosphoglycerate to 1,3-glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, then glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. And here 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate are going to form fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Then this fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, by losing one more phosphate group, this is going to form fructose 6-phosphate. So this reaction here, it is in glycolysis, as we have learned, that it is also one of the irreversible reactions of glycolysis. So this is going to, the conversion of fructose 1,6-bisphosphate to fructose 6-phosphate, it happens with the help of an enzyme, fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase enzyme. Then after this fructose 6-phosphate gets converted to glucose 6-phosphate. Then this glucose 6-phosphate from the cytoplasm, it enters the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and here in smooth endoplasmic reticulum, the enzyme glucose 6-phosphatase is present, which is capable of converting, which is capable of forming glucose from glucose 6-phosphate. So it is going to cleave the phosphate group, and then finally glucose is going to be synthesized. And this synthesized glucose then enters through transporters to the bloodstream, and it is going to be again distributed to all cells of the body. this is about from the lactic acid, one of the non-carbohydrate sources of glycolysis or glucose formation takes place from the non-carbohydrate like lactic acid. So lactic acid gets converted to pyruvate and then that pyruvate enters mitochondria and finally synthesizes glucose. And the next one we would like to see is from the triglycerides or from the glycerol. Glycerol is also one of the non-carbohydrate sources. So from glycerol, how the glucose is going to be synthesized. So this is the triglyceride. So triglyceride is the molecule which consists of head glucose glycerol molecule with the 3 fatty acids. So during lipolysis, this is going to be broken into glycerol and then 3 fatty acids. So this is lipolysis. So this glycerol molecule with the help of glycerol kinase, addition of phosphate group takes place and forms glyceraldehyde, 3 glycerol 3 phosphate. This glycerol 3 phosphate gets converted to DHAP. So this DHAP again it enters the glycolysis and finally synthesizes in the same way as we have seen in the lactic acid. So this is also going to go back or it is going to take the reactions of backward and finally synthesizes glucose. So this is about glycerol, how the glucose synthesizes. This 3 fatty acids. So fatty acids again they are going to oxidize and form acetyl CoA and which this acetyl CoA enters ultimately the TCA cycle and gets completely oxidized. So this is about triglycerides. And coming to the odd chain fatty acids, they also can form glucose, but very insignificant amounts of glucose is going to be synthesized by utilizing odd chain fatty acids. Odd chain fatty acids oxidation will yield succinyl CoA and then that succinyl CoA enters the TCA cycle and further oxidized to carbon dioxide and water. So this is about how the odd chain fatty acids will yield glucose. And coming to the another non-carbohydrate source which can synthesize glucose is protein. So protein degradation will yield amino acids and usually these amino acids are going to react with keto acid and forms alpha ketoglutarate and also modified keto acid and then modified amino acid. So this is modified amino acids like alanine, glutamate, they are going to form pyruvate and then that pyruvate will take or will enter the mitochondrial matrix and finally forming by taking the reactions of backward reactions of glycolysis and ultimately gets converted to glucose. So this is about the gluconeogenesis. So during hypoglycemic conditions and also continuous supply of energy is needed to brain and brain majorly or primarily depends on the glucose for its energy and so this is about gluconeogenesis. Thank you.